Solutions. In this video, we'll discuss how we can configure SharePoint 2016 form. Actually, SharePoint form is nothing but a combination of SharePoint server and the SQL server. So first, when you install the SharePoint, we need to configure the form. So we'll see how we can configure that form. So for that, this is my standalone Windows Server 2012 R2. So in this, I already installed SharePoint and the SQL also. So first I am trying to open SharePoint configuration wizard. So for that, click this SharePoint 2016 product configuration wizard. When you click this one, it will open a window to configure the form. So first it is showing that welcome to SharePoint products. So it will show this message here and then click next. And the following services may have to be started or reset during the configuration, that is IAS and SharePoint administration service and SharePoint timer service. Click yes. And so when you are connecting to the existing form, you need to select this option, or when you are first time creating the form, you need to click this create a new server form. Click next. And this is asking for the database server and the username and password. So I'm entering database server name, that is Rishan Solutions, and username and password, and you need to enter with the domain name / username and then password. So if you enter anything wrong, it passes error message here. Click next. See, the database name located at the specific database server contains user defined data. Database must be empty before they can be used. So this is error message showing that first we'll open SQL Server Management Studio. For that, open this. If you have any existing databases with the same name, it passes error message like this. We'll see, do we have any database with the same configuration name? So for that, we need to open that Management Studio, SQL Server Management Studio. We'll connect to the server and we'll see is there any database with the same name. So if we have any database with the same name, either we can delete the database in the server or we can change the database name here. Okay, click connect. I'm expanding these databases. See, now we have an existing database with the same name. What I'll do is I'll delete this one. I'm closing existing connections also. So now the database is deleted. We'll try to install. Click next. It will check in the database. Now we don't have any error. So it is asking for the Passphrase. So this will secure your form whenever you are moving your complete form or when you are taking a backup. This will be useful. Click next. Now, so in the SharePoint 2016, we have an advantage with the form configuration wizard. You don't need to write any script to configure your server as a web front-end or distributed cache or search or application server. You can choose any one. But if you are installing in a single server form, you need to select this option. So this shows about that information. Click next. When you click next, it will redirect to another window. So in this window, it will show the port number. You can choose your own. you can choose your own port number. And this is about the authentication. So we are using an NTLM authentication provider. So that's why I selected this. Click next. Now it will show the complete information, what database server we are using, what database we are using to configure this form. And it's showing that host the central administration on administration web application. Yes. Central admin URL is this, your server name, :2016, the port number which we given. The authentication provider is NTLM. The local server role is single server form. Then click next. Once you click next, it will start configuring the form. So it is showing that please wait while SharePoint products are configured. It will take some time to configure the form. If you have any issues in the server, so it will passes the error message. It will not create any database if you have any issues. And it contains total 10 tasks. The 2 tasks already completed. The third task is creating the configuration database. Once it completes, and it will go to the next task. It will take minimum 10 to 15 minutes to complete all the tasks. See, it is created SharePoint config database, and also it is creating a SharePoint admin content database also to store the central admin content. So it will store here. This configuration time depends upon the server performance. So when you go to the task manager of the server, you can able to see how much it is occupying. So in this server I am using 12 GB RAM, so it is occupying very less amount of memory, but still it is taking time. Okay, now the configuration database is completed, and then now it is registering the SharePoint services. We can check the databases from here. See, two databases created by default. So one is SharePoint underscore config, another one is admin content. Two databases created. We'll see once it completes. Now it's registering the SharePoint futures. Okay, registering features are completed. Now it's provisioning the SharePoint Central Administration web application. Okay, it's almost completed. Okay, now form configuration wizard completed. Again, it is showing the information about that. The configuration database is this, and the database server name is this, and it's hosted the central administration in this server. And we have the central administration URL, and then we have this NTLM, and it's a single server form. So when we click this finish, it will open the SharePoint central administration. So we have to wait, it is loading now. So then meanwhile we can check the databases. You can go back and you can refresh this one. So whenever you create a form, it will create two databases. One is SharePoint underscore config, another one is SharePoint underscore admin content. These two databases will create by default when you configure the SharePoint form. Okay, we'll come back to this browser. Still it is loading. Even when you close this one also, you can able to open from the start button. So when you type SharePoint, and you can able to see the SharePoint 2016 central administration from here. So anyhow, it is trying to load from the browser. So if it is not open, we'll try to open that. Now see, it is asking for the sign in. So this is very first time we are not given any permissions, but it will open with the system administrator account which we logged in. Okay, again this site is asking you sign in again, so we'll try to open with the domain. Administrator, and then enter the password. Okay, now it's trying to open. If you want to save, you can able to save, or if you don't want, you can skip this one. So this is very first time your central admin is opening, and it is asking help make SharePoint better. So sign up for the customer experience improvement program and automatically upload error reports to Shape Microsoft. So no, I don't want to participate. Click OK. Then how do you want to configure your SharePoint form? So you want to walk through the configuration of my form using wizard, or no, I'll configure everything myself, which means if you click this one, I'll show you, and later we can able to configure our form, all the service applications. See, there is a service account which is already there, so that's a system account. Or if you want to create a new managed account, you can use the username and password, and these all are the services which we are going to use, set service application project, everything configured at once. For all these service applications will configure at a time. If you create a managed account, or if you use this one, if you click next, it will configure. So but I don't want to configure this one, we'll see one after another. We can configure individually also, like if you want to use service, you can configure. If you want to use a managed metadata service, you can configure separately, or you can configure all at once also. So whenever you click this one, that automatically creates the database. You no need to enter the database names, and it takes the managed account from here and it will configure. But we'll see these all later. But if you want to configure all at once, you need to enter the username and password, then click next. It will configure all these service applications. So that is about SharePoint 2016 form configuration wizard. If you go to this application management, so it's still loading. So you can able to see manage service application option here. From here you can able to configure all the service applications. Later you can click new and you can choose whatever you want, and you can able to configure from there. So that is about configuring the SharePoint 2016 form in Windows Server 2012 R2. Thanks for watching my